All right, let's dive into something that is literally all around us, data. And yeah, most of the time it just feels like a giant, messy flood of information, right? But what if I told you there's a simple way to make sense of it all? Let's get into it.
I mean, seriously, who hasn't felt this way? You're constantly getting hit with facts and figures and all sorts of stuff. It can honestly feel like you're just drowning in it, trying to find one specific thing in a whole ocean of noise.
And this image right here, this is the heart of the problem. This is what we call raw data. All the answers you're looking for might be in there somewhere, but when it looks like this, it's just a bunch of chaos, a totally disorganized, confusing mess.
So what is data, really? Well, put simply, it's just a collection of facts or numbers or observations, basically any description of things that carries some kind of information. I kind of like to think of it like raw ingredients for a recipe. It's not the final dish, but it's all the essential stuff you need to even get started.
To really wrap our heads around this, let's follow a couple of guides who are on a mission of their own. They're going to show us exactly how you go from that chaotic mess of info to a nice, clear answer.
So meet Navya and Naresh. They've got a pretty simple question. What's the most popular game in their class? Sounds easy enough, doesn't it? So they do the most logical thing. They just start asking everyone and writing down the answers. They start collecting the data.
And this is what they get. Just a long, jumbled list of answers. Kabaddi, hockey, cricket, you name it, it's all there. But it is a complete mess. This is that raw data we were just talking about, and it is definitely not giving them any quick answers.
Come on, just look at it. Can you spot the winner right away? Of course not. You'd have to go through it line by line, counting each one up. I mean, you could do it, but it's super slow and, honestly, a real pain. There's gotta be a better way.
And you bet there is. This brings us to the next, crucial step, taming the information chaos. And the secret, the absolute #1 first step to making sense of any data is just one word, organization.
Now Navya and Naresh could learn a thing or two from a teacher named Shri Nilesh. See, he had the exact same problem. Wanted to buy sweets for his class but had no idea which one was the favorite. And to figure it out, he used this really clever and actually ancient trick.
And there it is, the tally mark system. I'm sure you've seen this before. This simple little tool brings order to the madness instantly. Instead of a messy list, Niles just made a little mark for each kid's choice. And you know that classic 5th mark crossing the other 4 makes counting up those groups of 5 an absolute breeze.
And just like that, the answer is crystal clear. He can see right away that Gujia, with 12 votes, is the winner. The chaos is gone. That's the power of simple organization. See, the whole point is that once you add some structure, patterns just appear.
Okay, so organizing is a huge first step. But what if we could take it even further? What if we could make the data tell its own story with pictures, so you barely even have to read the numbers? This is where something called a pictograph comes in, and it's pretty much exactly what it sounds like. It's a graph made of pictures. Each little picture or symbol stands for a certain number of things, which turns boring old numbers into a visual you can understand in a snap. Just look at this example showing how students get to school. Without even trying to read a single number, you can immediately see that the school bus is the most popular way to go. Why? Well, because your brain can process the length of that line of bus symbols way faster than it can process the actual number. It's just how we're wired.
And that really gets to the core of what makes a pictograph so great. It's all about answering questions with just a quick glance. It's super intuitive, it's fast, and let's be honest, it's a lot more engaging than just a boring list of numbers.
But they're not perfect. They're awesome for simple stuff. But what happens when the numbers get bigger? Or what if you needed to show, say, 27 students? Are you going to draw 2 full pictures and then, like, 7/10 of another one? It gets pretty messy and it's not very precise. So for more complex data, we need a more powerful tool. And that tool is the bar graph. You can think of this as a major step up in both precision and flexibility. It lets us represent a way bigger range of data and do it really clearly and accurately.
Take a look at this bar graph showing absent students. Each bar's height lines up with an exact number on the side, on what we call the vertical axis. So we can see exactly 7 students were absent in class III, and hey, look at that, class 5 had perfect attendance with a value of 0. It's visual and it's precise. Best of both worlds.
So let's just put them side by side for a second. Pictographs are super fun, they're engaging, and they are perfect for simple data. But for pretty much anything more complex, the bar graph is your best friend. It's precise, it's scalable, and it handles tricky information like a pro.
It really is the workhorse of visualizing data.
Now, I know what you might be thinking. Tally marks, pictographs, that's stuff I learned as a kid. But honestly, these really basic, fundamental ideas are the building blocks for understanding all the complex data that shapes our world every single day.
Just look at this bar graph of city traffic. In a single glance, it tells a huge story. That massive spike between 7 and 8 a.m. is obviously rush hour. Now, this isn't just some abstract chart. This is critical information for city planners, for police, and even for you just trying to figure out the best time to leave for work. This is data at work in the real world.
And at the end of the day, that's why this all matters so much. We live in an age of information, right? Being able to look at a chart and actually understand the story it's telling, well, that's a flat-out essential skill for navigating the modern world. So these simple tools, tally marks, pictographs, bar graphs, they're all about one thing: creating order out of chaos. They turn all that noise into a clear, understandable story. So the next time you see a chart in the news or in a report, just take a second to remember where it came from and ask yourself this: what chaos was tamed to tell this story?